So there are a lot of reasons why it's very hard to get started on YouTube, and why it can be very hard to sort of get a little bit of success too on YouTube. First of all, I want you guys to know that like this channel right here is doing very, very well right now. I think it's kind of blowing up. I think it's very successful compared to how new it is, and considering that the thumbnails are kind of half-assed, a lot of the videos don't have thumbnails, and the videos have basically no editing, which is cool. But I want you guys to know that this is not my first channel. This didn't really happen overnight like this. Mostly was not luck. Actually, the first YouTube video I made about 10 years ago. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'll tell you guys the name of the channel. It's called The Poopy Penguin, and I'll leave links to all these channels. I have a couple others. I put so much work in this one video. It's really stupid. You can see it on there if you want. I think it has over like 1,000 views now, like 10 years later. But I don't know, I kind of was supposed to be a comedy channel. I made a few videos and then gave up on it for some reason. Probably because it just was way too much work, especially for somebody more introverted like me. A lot of work and editing to those videos, not really worth it. But that's one thing that makes it very hard to get started on YouTube, is that the success can be very, very delayed. Like there can be a big learning curve to YouTube, and it can take a lot of videos before you can start to really get almost any views. And another, like before I made this channel, I realized I've made about 400 videos. I have two other channels that have over 1,000 subscribers. A lot of videos into those channels. Neither of them I was taking very seriously as like a business. It's kind of just making the videos I wanted to as more of a hobby, but it definitely paid off. One of the channels gets me like $100 in passive income every month still, because it's search-based stuff. So those will just continue to get views, and even if I don't post anything now, like the amount of subscribers or whatever, it doesn't even matter. It's just people searching on YouTube or Google trying to learn a specific thing, and my video will be the first one there, because most of them on the car channel, it's called Cars & Cash. That one I mainly just made how-to videos on stuff that there wasn't any other videos on, or things where there were a couple videos had to do it, but they just sucked. So mine, naturally, they're always just on the top of the Google or YouTube results. But I want to say this to say to you guys that this did not happen overnight for me. Like I said, I've made 400 videos. And 10 years ago I made that video and then didn't do anything for a few years. And then my other video game channel called Snipey Haha, even that one I made like a few videos for, but was never consistent until I think maybe like 4 or 5 years ago or something. I started actually putting consistent videos on that one. But yeah, it's one of the hardest things, is just the success can be so slow, but you never know what's going to happen. And I do want to say is, if you treat it like a business and put in research into the channel and the videos before you make them, that will make your success way more likely. You have to be willing to persevere. Like you have to be willing to, keep making videos. You should sort of want to commit. If you're serious and you want it to be successful, you need to be able to commit to at least like one video a week for like a long time. See, a lot of people say you want to put up at least 30 videos before you can really even judge how the channel is doing, and I see why. So this other new channel that I have, it's called The Language Lion. The video on there, it has over like 10,000 views now, and I'm making this. That video it's the third video I made. It's called I learned a language by watching TV for 365 days or something like that. That video got about, I think it was less than 30 views. It sat at less than 30 views for 3 months. 3 months it sat there like that. And now about a week ago, a few days ago, it's starting to take off. If you look at the graph, it's like this. It's flat, 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 flat for 3 months, then it just goes boom, like straight up. Now the video has over 10,000 views. It's gotten it in a few days, and it's insane. And now all the other videos are getting a bunch of views as well. I had about 8 videos on the channel for a while, and then didn't work on it at all for like a month or two because I got busy moving. And then I saw this one video just start to take off because I was still checking the analytics and stuff. and it's insane. Like it sat for 3 months. I wasn't working on the channel at all, and now it's just starting to take off. And I say this like you never know what's gonna happen. You kind of just have to keep making videos and just keep going with it. And this channel right here is going crazy right now. Leonardo the Third, it's going crazy, and the main reason is because like the other channel, it just has one video that's starting to go viral. And like on the language line, all these other videos on that channel, they had like 10, 20 views, and now because of the one video is taking off, all the other videos are starting to get, you know, over 100 views, a few hundred views. Just like on this channel here, Leonardo the Third, the one video called I'd Rather Die Than Work a 9 to 5 is kind of going viral. It's taken off. Now, the videos before that all had like 30 views each, except for the very first video I made with the Prius. That one got like 180 views the first couple days and then just flat. Now all those videos, the ones before, have a few hundred views, and it's just because people are finding them after they're seeing this one video and they're looking at other videos on the channel, or those videos are being recommended to them after they watch other videos. So it's like, it's crazy. It really only takes one video to kind of go viral for your channel to start to take off and start getting momentum. And if you're like me, once you start to see success like that, it gives you a lot of motivation to make more videos. Another thing I want to go into, like with this channel here, the reason I'm not really making thumbnails for this, or I'm starting to do cooler thumbnails now, but I'm not putting a lot of work into them. They're pretty quick, and I'm doing basically no editing. The reason I'm doing this is because it's so sustainable. Like the language line, even I'm not doing any fancy editing in that channel. You can take a look at it really, but it's still, I made a video yesterday. It took me like all day. I'm like writing out, planning out the script for it, getting loose guidelines for the script. And if you watch it, there's not any fancy editing, but there's a lot of cuts in the editing to splice together for the script to be in the order I want. I make a lot of mistakes when I'm talking. It takes a ton of work. Like I'm not really it's not sustainable for me to make more than like a video a week really, maybe 2 a week, if it's not, you know, if the channel's not making money. This channel here, I can go for a walk for an hour or two, pump out like 3 videos real quick, and then go home. I have to edit them a little bit because the camera, if I record for like 20 minutes straight, it breaks it up into 5-minute clips. So even if I don't need to edit out any like long pauses or something, because sometimes I forget what I'm saying and I have to pause, I still have to edit them together. It takes a little bit of time, and I am sort of making the thumbnails, but it's very quick. I can pump out like 4 videos and do it easily in like half a day or a day. And that makes it very sustainable. And I'd kind of recommend, if you're starting a channel, think about making it like that. Don't worry about the thumbnails or the editing. A lot of people, they say that's so important. If you look at my Cars and Cash channel, you can look at the older videos, and I kind of put in work for all the thumbnails with those. A lot of the newer videos don't have thumbnails, and the reason is because I was like, you know what, if I have to make a thumbnail for this video, I am not going to make the video. It's just too much out of my time. It's not worth it. The channel's not really, this video is probably not going to make money, so I just do it with no thumbnail. It's fine. You can do that. Another thing is, like, I want, you know, if you put in a lot of research and stuff into the channel, it's a lot more likely to go big. Like, I study, there's a ton of free stuff on YouTube, obviously, like this video right here. People giving advice on how to do good on YouTube. A lot of it is just studying YouTube as well. So a lot of what you can do for research is just look at a lot of other YouTube videos and kind of study them. Like, specific channels in your niche, you can look at these videos, study the titles, study how the videos are doing, find a style that you want to emulate, and look at their videos that are popular and kind of emulate those. So on this channel here, the I'd Rather Die Than Work a 9 to 5 video, and on the Language Line channel, that video that's taken off, I learned a language, is 365 days watching TV. Both of those ideas were basically just copying other people's videos. And they were videos that did very well considering how small the channel was. So, especially with the I'd Rather Die to Work a 9 to 5 video, That one, I stole the idea from another channel, and the reason being is because you can search, the video is called "I Can't Work a 9 to 5." And you can search that in YouTube, you'll see it. It's a young Asian guy that made it. He's just sitting in his bedroom. There's like no thumbnail in the video. He's just sitting in his bedroom talking. Right now that video is over 200,000 views and the channel only has 20,000 views. And it's pretty much happening just because of that video. So I was like, oh, that video has a good chance of doing well. So I copied that. And I actually think for his channel, it was sort of luck that that video went viral like that. I don't think he intended it. But with my channel here, it's very intentional. You want to be very successful. A lot of the channels you look at that are very big, a lot of times I think like, oh, they were just doing YouTube for fun and they just kind of just happened to blow up. Their channel blew up. A lot of times if you watch interviews with these people, they were like, oh, I wanted to like they treat it as a business. They were like, oh, I started this because I wanted to make a lot of money. A lot of times it's like that. You have to realize when people are very, very successful, they're putting in tons of research into studying stuff and doing research on YouTube and what does well and what doesn't. Like if you look at Mr. Beast, any of his interviews, he's saying like, you know, he's trying all these little things, these little tweaks to try to make everything as good as possible, like perfect. And that's the reason why he does so well. But anyway, back to the topic, rambling on a bit. Like the main reason why it's so hard to get started on YouTube. But the main thing you have to do to get started, which is the hardest thing, is just actually take the action. Even after you've been doing YouTube for a while, a lot of times you don't feel like making videos. The hardest thing is actually just starting the video, like taking the initial step, like, oh, I'm gonna actually make this video today. A lot of times that is just the hardest part. So you actually have to take action.